Hello, hi Rajiv Kamal from Merasangeet.com and a warm welcome to you on Chat and Chai once again.
Hello Kamalji, Pranam. How are you?
Very well, thank you, Rajiv Pranam. We today, like always, have a few queries here sent in by our listeners on immigration. And before I take those up, just wanted to know if there's anything latest on the immigration reforms bill, anything on the Obama action plan that you would like to share today with our listeners.
Okay. Um, Real quickly, first of all, let me begin by saying what is the bottom line. The bottom line is there is nothing new yet as far as the implementation is concerned. So you see, it's one thing to announce a policy. It's one thing to
Mhm.
say, I'm going to do one, two, three, four, and five, but it's another to actually do it. So we are right now at the announcement of the policy stage, but there is no implementation yet. We don't have any concrete action from the government. We do have the declaration of an intention to act, but there is no action yet. In the
Okay.
meantime, Republican parties, the some of the states that are influenced by the Republican parties or ruled by the Republican parties, um, for the lack of a better terminology, they have gotten
Mhm.
together and sued President Obama in the Southern District of Texas, claiming that he has exceeded his power as president to announce this action that he did. And they make
Okay.
some legal arguments. And some of the intricacies there are that the judge who is involved as a decision maker in that seems to have some proclivity, some inclination towards not liking government overreach, or at least what he considers to be government overreach. But the bulk of the legal opinion feels that um, President Obama is going to be okay with this action and it's not legally challengeable, not in courts. Republicans don't have enough of muscle to overrule the president through lawmaking, at least not without a comprehensive legal immigration reform. So it looks like we are at a standstill in terms of overruling President Obama, but we are also equally at a standstill at observing or receiving any implementation from Obama. Still waiting, still watching. Please don't make any plans yet, guys. We don't have any implementation instructions. That said, did you have any questions on this, Kamalji?
Rajashri, not on these, but then we've got some separate queries sent in by our listeners here.
Very good. Let's get started then.
The first, in fact, the listener here has sent in a couple of, number of queries he has on his issue.
All right.
And the first one that he says is, does having work experience in Europe and Singapore help to get green card in EB2 category?
In the abstract, without more information, the answer is yes.
Okay. Now, his second question is how much work experience can replace master degree requirement for EB2 category of GC?
5 years of experience after bachelor's, and the experience must be progressively more responsible.
Okay. The third one is applying after change in immigration rule is better, or there will not be any help to wait till immigration reform if it happens.
Don't wait.
Okay. His fourth question is does positions like manager or any other help in getting GC in EB2 or EB1 category?
Um, EB2, yes. EB1, only if you have worked for a branch, parent, subsidiary, affiliate of the company that you're currently working for outside USA for 1 year out of the last three in a managerial or executive capacity. What do I mean by that? Let's say IBM India wants to
Mm-hmm.
transfer a director of contract practice or federal contract practice to IBM USA. It's a poor example, I understand that. But the idea is IBM India, IBM USA are sisters. One is
Mm-hmm.
transferring a key employee, an executive managerial employee from their India operation to the America operation. There's a possibility of an EB1.
Okay. Okay. So, Prajivji, he's got a final question, and that relates to what we were discussing today. Says you might have some idea about the immigration reform bill when you would answer this question. How much time approximately it may take?
The H4 regulations might come out this month, the H4 employment authorization regulations. Rest, nobody
Mhm.
knows.
Okay. So now, Rajiv, you move on to certain other query sent in by some other listeners here.
All right.
The query here is sent in by a listener who is in the United States, has been in the United States, he says, for the last 15 years. He wants to know about his friends coming over to the United States. He says they are professionals. They've done some professional degrees from India. How would that help them to get a job here in the United States and then subsequently to settle down here in the United States? The question is, what should they do and how should they go about it?
If they are coming from India, there are really, and professionals, there are only two options: H1 visas and L1 visas. Do some homework, look into H1 visas and L1 visas, and if you have any follow up questions, we'll take them up.
Okay. Another query sent in by a listener here says, um, I have been here in the United States for about 20 years now. I am a citizen of the United States. I wanted to um, bring my parents over to the United States. They're old and they do not have anyone to look after them back home in India. Is there any way that I can get them over and get them over pretty fast?
I don't recommend this practice, but people do this. I have a bunch of videos on this on both our YouTube channel as well as immigration.com website. Um, the problem is if your parents enter the United States using tourist visa, it's very quick. They can enter right away.
Hmm.
And they have a preconceived intention of applying for a green card. So when they landed, they already wanted to apply for a green card. The government can haul you up for committing fraud. They can say that's
Okay.
fraud, that entry was misconceived, misrepresented, so we're not going to give you a green card. Okay. If,
Okay.
however, parents enter the US on a tourist visa with no such preconceived intention, and a few months later they change their mind, you can apply for their green card within USA. Okay. So
Okay.
if
Okay.
you call them in without any preconceived intention, they come in and then after a few months you decide, you know what, we want to file their green card. That's fine. But don't have a preconceived intention, number one. Number two, if you apply for them while they're outside USA, they should not visit USA during that time. And usually within a year, that process gets wrapped up. They should get their green cards.
Okay. All right. So I'm sure if our listener here has any further queries, he can write in again or join in on your conference call as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Rajivji, thank you so much for being a part of our show today, and thank you so much for sparing your time as well.
It is my absolute delight. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Rajivji. Have a good day. Bye bye.
You too, man. Bye bye. Every other Thursday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we host free community conference calls. Everybody is welcome to join. Some people post questions ahead of time. You can take membership in our forums. All of the details are there on our website, immigration.com. You can take membership ahead of time, and you know it's instantaneous. It happens right away. And post your questions beforehand, or you can just log in. The phone number and all are provided: 202 800 8394, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time every other Thursday. We have free apps for both Apple iOS platform for your iPhones and iPads, as well as for Android. Just look for immigration.com, the period dot, and the application should show up.